Hey guys, welcome to today's 16 Galaxies video. Today we're taking a look at the limited Labria from Sideshow's Scum and Villainry. Normally there'd be a Sideshow exclusive sticker here because this is the 1 of 500 exclusive. However, this was sourced through One Sit's kit as I missed out on the Sideshow order. So thanks to OSK for putting up an order and then sending these out. They did take a little bit longer than Sideshow and some other stores, but given how much KG Hobby charged for this guy over the 480 AUD that kit did, I think that's awesome. And also, to just put it into perspective, a lot of these guys do have high retail prices here in Australia. So this Sideshow Clint Eastwood, for example, has a recommended retail price of 500 AUD, as does the Sideshow David from Lost Boys. So generally, if we pre-order them, we can generally get them for about 10% off, and then sometimes if you have pennies or whatnot, you can get 10% more. So like the most recent bid for Tuna, he has a recommended retail price of 500 AUD, but I'll probably be paying about 405, 410 for him. We'll see how we go. Anyway, this is the new style Sideshow box. It's still a shoe box, but it's got the classic Star Wars logo. We can see that it's got an image of the figure itself, and then it has the Scum and Villainry logo there with Labria, and it says 6 scale. What I really do like though is when we turn to the back, we get another image of the figure, and then we get a blurb. I'll leave that there so you can pause it if you want to read it, but I'm really excited the fact that it name drops Savak. If we get him as a figure, that'd be very, very cool. Speaking of other figures, we do get the lineup there. Do keep in mind though, this guy was announced before the Beto, so Beto is missing from the lineup here. They also had Kithabah this year. He was this year's exclusive. Once again, the Sideshow order went very quickly, so OSK has saved the day again, putting up an order. This was my very first OSK order, just because I didn't really have a need to order, as I don't get a lot of third-party stuff. But I always keep an eye on the store, as it is quite a great store. And I was so glad that I was able to get this guy. All right, let's take a look. I have left it in the box, but when you get him out, basically you have his stand, and then you have 2 relaxed hands of the figure, a trigger hand and a pistol. I've swapped out that relaxed hand, as you're going to see shortly, so he is holding his pistol with the trigger finger. It is just this black stand that says Star Wars. It would be nice if Sideshow went back to putting the characters' names and whatnot on the stands, but I understand why they don't do that, because they only really that for the exclusive versions, like the Clone Troopers, where it says Trooper 5s or Trooper Echo, etc. All of the previous bases were just black with Star Wars, but it's just weird that it's on the other side now and not the top side like it used to be. All right, here is our Bounty Hunter Cantina patron. As you can see, paint probably not to the, I suppose, Hot Toys standard, I guess, but this guy looks great. Definitely excited the fact that he is a 1 of 500 figure. You can see, and we'll move his outfit in a moment, that we do have a scarf that you can futz with. I think this side here is supposed to tuck under there. It was probably just boxed in a hurry. I do need to futz with him a bit, so we'll do that a little bit later on. The cape itself is a felt, which is really quite cool. The only thing I'm a bit concerned about is that this under outfit is pleather, and so that might be an issue at a later date. But yeah, this guy is cool. We'll move the cape out of the way and take a look. Alrighty, you can see that once you move the hooded cape out of the way, it does require some futzing, because I should be able to move that second tippet over a bit and make it look a bit nicer. You can see he's wearing a very nicely colored blue shirt. You can probably move that over to hide the joint a little bit, but you can see his blaster, very nicely detailed. It is that Hut style gangster blast that we see on the sail barge as well. Han Solo ends up getting one, of course. Gives it to, well, Lando gives it to Han, I should say, for that famous scene. But there you go. That is really, really cool, and I dig this, and the fact that this guy is just so limited. Like I said, this is pleather, so that flaking might be a potential issue. The belt looks great. But yeah, the articulation on him appears to be quite solid, and he does have quite a stiff body, so I don't really see any issues with loose joints or anything. Just again, that sculpt. The back is very nicely detailed as well. You can see the hood. But yeah, so glad to have such an obscure character in the collection without needing to go down a custom route or get a third party. It's just crazy that we actually got him. Just to show you that he is on par with the other figures, there's the Evers in there. They did tan him up a bit, but you can see that under lights and stuff, he really does look pretty good, and the tailoring on him top notch. I reckon the sculpt on Baba is probably a tiny bit oversized, maybe, but it looks fantastic. The weapons, again, maybe a tiny bit oversized, as Sideshow always did have that problem with their older figures having oversized weapons that weren't to scale. But yeah, these guys are, I really like them, and I'm so glad that we have high-end Cantina aliens in the collection once more. I thought it was just going to be the Greedo and the Hammerhead. And of course, we have Gorinden, who as well is also a fantastic figure, again, while being light on with accessories. But these guys didn't have all that much screen time, Gorinden and Labria especially, and the fact that we have them and they look as phenomenal as they do is fantastic. Choosing to keep Gorinden's weapon holstered for the moment, but again, just a phenomenal tailoring and paint job on the sculpt. Is probably going to struggle to focus just because of how close to the lights he is, but yeah, just the fact that we're getting all these guys is just simply awesome, and I can't wait for the Jabba stuff to start shipping. Of course, they've redone Biff Tuna. I am very annoyed that he only has the gesturing hands. He doesn't have the old Kenner staff or the knife that other figures in the past have had. It is just the gesturing hands, so he is probably the biggest letdown of the set. But the paint apps, again, look phenomenal, so we do look forward to him despite the disappointment with the value for money there. Anyway guys, this has been a look at the exclusive Labria and a showcase of the Cantina aliens. Hopefully you like this video. Stay tuned for more.